We have not heard this kind of concept that Vishnu is an avatar of Krishna. Nowhere. No sampradaya, ancient sampradaya will talk about this kind of theory. We know that Vishnu, Brahma, Maheshwar. Brahmaji is a Srishtikarta. He does the Srishti, and then Vishnu Ji sustains the Srishti, and then Shivji does Samhara of Srishti. Srishti Sthiti Laya. It is the same Ishvara looked at from three different standpoints. The same Ishvara given three different names. Upanishads give this kind of a presentation that Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. These three words will be used. But really pointing out that one Ishvara only from three different standpoints. This is manifest. So this is Ishvara. So three different words. But really that one Ishvara only. Three different names. Here also Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Three different names. So this is a contradiction because nowhere we see the mention of Krishna being the main and Vishnu is born from Krishna. Nowhere. And there this whole thesis of one particular organization is built on the verse which comes in Bhagavatam. And that verse is saying, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That the Krishna is Bhagavan. But what is said before is not talked about by them. Because they don't know Sanskrit. And they are not taught this verse. They are only given these kind of weapons to throw on everyone. To go on barking about this verse. Etesha amshakalaha amshakalaf pumsaha. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. See, even in Bhagavad Gita, entire Bhagavad Gita, Vedavyasa ji addresses Krishna as Sri Bhagavan. We have not seen Vedavyasa saying Sri Krishna Uvacha. Krishna is addressed as Sri Bhagavan. So this knowledge of Gita is coming from Bhagavan. That is why Bhagavad Gita, ये भगवान से जो ज्ञान मिलता है, तो ज्ञान का source, the source of knowledge is Bhagavan. This is what is said in the third sutra of Brahma Sutra, Shastra Yonitva. So Bhagavad ka verse is not doing some new thing. So Vedavyasa ji already uses Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam means here already we are using Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So just because Sri Bhagavan is used, that avatara doesn't become paramarthika, doesn't become the main one. In fact, Bhagavan Krishna makes it very clear, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijameham. Bhagavan Krishna establishes himself to be an avatar. Avatara Vada is talked about in Bhagavad Gita. He's not saying, from me Vishnu is born. Krishnat Vishnuhu utpadyamanaha. Krishnat Brahma utpadyate. Krishnat Maheshwaraha उत्पद्यते. ऐसा एक जगह भी भगवत गीता में नहीं है. भगवत गीता में नहीं है, भागवत में नहीं है. What is there in that Bhagavatam verse is Krishna is not a part of anything. Amshaha nasti Krishnaha. Krishnaha sakshat amshi bhavati. That is why etesha amshakalaf pumsaha. Pumsaha means this Purusha. Purusha which is having all these amshas. Like even in Shastra we see Shodashakala Purushaha. This Purusha Ishvara who is having 16 kalas. 16 number, here number is not what is important. But who is manifest as the 16 forms. Who is having the 16 vibhutis. Even the word Bhagavan means the one who has the 6 bhagas. Aishwarya, Dharma, Vairagya, Bala, Virya, Yashaha, Shri. One who has in complete measure is Bhagavan. So only pointing out that Krishna is not dependent. Is not dependent on someone. That is why Bhagavan Krishna says, Prakritim swamadhishtaya sambhavami atma maya. I am the wielder of this maya and I come when I want. Atma maya. This is my vibhuti, my glory. I manifest when dharma is in trouble. I am not coming under the spell of Prakriti. I am not within maya. This is what Arjuna asks. Bhagavan Krishna says, Imam vivaspate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivaswan manave praha manurikshvaka vebravi. I have given this knowledge in the beginning of creation to Vivaswan. And then Vivaswan taught his son Manu. Manu taught his son Ikshvaku. And this is going on in a Kshatriya parampara, Raja parampara. That's what it's saying. Evam parampara praptam imam rajashayo viduhu sakaleneva mahata yogo nashtaf parantapa. And in the course of time, this knowledge which is being passed down in a Kshatriya parampara, Raja parampara, is lost. Yogo nashtaf parantapa. And that knowledge I am teaching you. Then Arjuna asks, you are Mr. Krishna, you are born on a certain day on Amavasya in Rohini Nakshatram. You are born. I know your Janma. Then how are you saying that in the beginning of creation you have taught Vivaswan? Because your birth is known to me. So Arjuna says, Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvataha. Aparam bhavato janma, your janma is now, I know. But Vivaswan's janma is both pehle. Katam etad vijaniya, tvamadau proktavaniti. How should I understand that Tvam, you, Adau Proktavan, in the beginning of creation you taught, because your Janma is now. Then Bhagavan Krishna says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vedha parantapa. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. There have been many births. I appeared in many forms. In fact, Bhagavan Krishna appears in all forms. Not many forms. Every form is Krishna only. Every form is Bhagavan only. So he says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. And he says, you also, Tavacha, you have also gone through many rounds of birth. Tani aham Veda. Veda is a verb. I know. All of my births I know. Because I am Ishvara. I am Bhagavan. I know all my births. I am not within the Maya. I don't come under the spell of Maya. So I know everything. I know all the births. Whereas, na tvam vetha parantapa. Hey Arjuna, parantapa, you don't remember all that. Because you are within Maya. I am outside Maya. I am the wielder of Maya. Prakritim swam adhishtaya. So we are not saying Krishna is a normal person. Krishna is an avatara of Narayana. This is Sanatana Dharma. How people have come up with these wild ideas that Krishna is a main, Vishnu is avatara, we don't know. Because Bhagavatam, that verses just say Krishna is main. And all other amshas are belonging to Krishna. That verse doesn't specifically say that from Krishna Vishnu is born. No. But they establish this whole thesis of ISKCON. Of this Gaudiya Vaishnava is established by just that one. And we can see through their ignorance. We can see through their wrongdoing. We can see through. We'll ask, what is the basis for this? Bhagavatam is not saying that, but how did you establish? Then what will happen? They'll get angry. Then they do personal attacks. No, you don't understand Krishna and all that. See, this is what happens. So this is Vipratishidda. Vipratishidda means Sanatana Dharma law. In Sanatana Dharma, there is no scope for being loose in what you're establishing. You cannot afford to have big holes in your understanding. Everything has to be backed by pramana. This is the meaning of Shastram Pramana. Only that attitude will make one an astika. If you conclude what you are saying is right and you pick out verses from Shastra, even though you call yourself astika, you put a big namam, still this fellow is an astika only.